is crucial, especially since there are two main types of stills: pot stills and column stills. Pot stills are commonly used for Scotch malt whiskeys, Irish whiskeys, and some American whiskeys. This process works in batches. First, the wash is heated in the low wine still. Since alcohol boils at a lower temperature than water, the alcohol vapor rises and passes through the still neck. Then, it's condensed into liquid. This liquid, around 20% ABV, is distilled again in the spirit still. Sometimes a third distillation is added. The final spirit comes out at 60% to 70% ABV. Distillers separate the heads and tails, which are basically the beginning and end of the distillation. It's because the flavor is not pleasant. You don't want that in your bottle. The best part, called the heart, is collected for aging. Then there are the column stills or coffee stills. They're used for bourbon, rye, and many grain whiskeys. But unlike pot stills, they run continuously. The distiller's beer enters at the top and flows downward through perforated plates. Steam rises from the bottom, separating the alcohol vapor from solids. As the vapor moves through the plates, heavy substances are removed. So the alcohol content increases. The vapor is then condensed into liquid. Column stills can produce alcohol as high as 95% ABV, but whiskeys typically distilled to a lower proof. Some distilleries use hybrid stills, which combine pot and column still designs for versatility. But here's the thing, not all liquid from distillation is created equal. As the ethanol distills, its composition changes. Distillers carefully separate it into different parts. The first 35% of the run, called the foreshots and heads, contains methanol and acetone. These can be volatile, toxic, and definitely not the kind of thing you want in your whiskey. So distillers discard them. Next comes the star of the show, the hearts. This middle 30% is pure, clean, and packed with flavor. Finally, the tails make up the last 35%. These are less refined but can be redistilled to squeeze out any remaining potential. By sorting these parts, distillers make sure only the highest quality liquid moves forward, but this is also to minimize waste. Then we come to the maturation of the whiskey. This is where whiskey gets its signature character. After distillation, the liquid is poured into wooden barrels and left to age for at least 2 years, and usually much longer. The type of barrel makes all the difference. American bourbons and ryes must be aged in brand new charred oak barrels. But Scotch whiskeys often use barrels that previously held sherry or wine. Some barrels are toasted, others heavily charred, and each method influences the flavor, color, and aroma of the whiskey. As the spirit sits in the barrel, it interacts with the wood, soaking up its natural compounds. Over time, some of the alcohol evaporates. It's affectionately